Good morning, fish people. Kenny Edwards with Danikin Aquatics. Hey guys, I'm just coming at you live from our upper fish room. I was watching our videos and I realized we hadn't done one on our planted discus tank. Anyway, this is a 75-gallon, heavily planted discus tank. As you can see, we have turquoise and pigeon bloods in here. As far as diddlerfish, we have some purple emperor tentras. We also have very large cherry barbs. And then we have a couple of pandagaras in here. And then we have 6 stir-by coriodoras. This is another one of my wife's designs. Pigeon bloods are being shy this morning. Usually they're out and about, coming up front. I'm sure before the video is open, they'll come up here and see us. Anyway, we've had this tank up for probably a good 11 or 12 months. Nothing real fancy. Hang on the back filter and a couple of sponge filters is all we use for filtration. This is our tank that we like to come to just to chill out, relax. The Denison sharks, we are in the process of, we'll begin in a 240. A gentleman in my Greater Portland Aquarium Society, Roland Holtz, gave me a great deal on a 240. And we plan to try to get that up and running this next week or two. But the Denison sharks will probably end up in there eventually, because they are starting to get to the point where they're just about outgrowing this tank. Yeah, come on out, big boy. As far as discus go, they like a temperature, right around the 83 mark. Some people keep them a little higher. I don't want to go too much higher because I do have pandagaras in here. I know the pandagaras don't like it real hot. And as most of our planted tanks, we have good clumps of Manzanita wood in here. I've said it before, we're very fortunate in the state of Oregon. We can find this stuff on the side of the road or whatever. My wife constantly is having us pick up some. She also makes a trip once a year down to the Redwood Forest in California. And she finds some down there as well. She is a nut when it comes to Manzanita wood. My daughter told me the story that last year when they were there, she's picking up clumps of Manzanita, and my daughter had to tell her that, Mom, you might want to put that one down, because I guess there was a great big rattlesnake on the end of it. My wife hadn't noticed because she wasn't paying attention. So anyway, that tells you how enthralled she gets with getting the wood, doesn't even pay attention to what's attached to it. Needless to say, they got the snake off and brought the wood home. But that was the end of the expedition that day. My daughter put her foot down and said, no more. But that's my wife, Miss Adventure, always trying to... There's one of our little stir boys now, and the pandagara. These pandagara fish, I can't talk enough good about them. They're real good with algae. And they're constantly working. Same thing with these little stir-by cories, are really cool. My wife and I are eventually probably going to start trying to breed the little cories. Sometimes it's tough though, man. You just enjoy the way the tank has become and don't really want to take anybody out. But as I said, the Denison sharks are probably going to have to be taken out here pretty soon. They're getting a little big. Gosh darn, pigeon bloods are being rather shy this morning. I don't know what's going on with them. Usually they're out and about and enjoying the front of the tank. I just don't understand why they're being so shy today. Maybe they don't like the camera. Little turquoise guys are certainly not shy. This is the first time my wife and I have kept Discus, and I'm glad that we pulled the trigger. I got these two Discus. I forget what group I found them in, but a nice lady by the name of Cindy Buns up in Vancouver, Washington, was nice enough to give me a great deal on these two pigeon bloods. I guess she had a bunch of them in one tank or something and wanted to make a little more room, so like I said, she gave me a really good deal on them. And if you guys are wondering about some of the plants, just drop a comment down below. I doubt I'll be able to answer for you, but my wife does watch our site as well. If you're wondering about any of these plants, what they are, what kind they are, just drop a comment and my wife will answer you. Fish, I'm good. Plants, I'm a little, as I said in the past, anybody that's watched my videos, my love is African cichlids. So I don't really get a chance to keep many plants with them because they tend to rip them up and eat them. So I stopped wasting money on plants on them. Excuse me. But this is probably, I always say this is one of my favorite tanks. I sit in here and veg on this tank at least for an hour a day. I try to. A lot of people wonder why my wife and I don't have auto change systems in place. The reason for that is my wife and I believe that if we have to manually go in and do the water changes, that it will tend to make us look at our fish more, which, you know, when you're dealing with fish, everybody knows that diseases pop up from time to time, or there might be something irregular in the tank. And by doing the water changes with the old Python, it forces us to be looking inside each of these tanks at least once a week. Some of my tanks get water changes twice a week, like my little African grow-out tanks. Those guys are such ferocious eaters and producers of massive waste. I have to clean it at least twice a week. But it's rewarding to me. And as I said in a past video with the Endler video, if you guys want some ram's horn snails, we do have an abundance of them, as well as pond, and I think we have trumpets as well. Getting kind of excited. A week from Sunday, we'll be at the Aquatic Gardeners Association up in Seattle. So I'm sure that all of my non-African tanks will be completely flooded with plants here soon. Following that, the second weekend of the month will be our Greater Portland Aquarium Society meeting, and it happens to be our plant auction for the month of May. I've been dealt the task of getting the plants locked in. I will tell you folks, we are going to have a tremendous amount of plants on that second weekend of May. If you're not doing anything, I'd highly suggest coming to our meeting. It's 3 o'clock at the Moose Lodge out on Halsey. And we usually have a very good keynote speaker, followed by auction, which this time it is going to be a heavily plant auction. I'm sure some people will bring some BAP stuff and some other donation type stuff. We occasionally have tanks and heaters and filters, just about anything else you might need. We have a great group. A lot of, 40, 50, 60 year people in our group. So there's a great deal of knowledge that is shared at these meetings generally. If you do decide you want to become a member, I believe it's $24 for a family. Very rewarding. My wife and I have been members for over a year, about a year now with these guys. And we do love the meetings. I've gotten some pretty good deals over the years through it. Got some nice pike cichlid, a couple of clown loach. I get something different every meeting. I have picked up some nice Africans. Last meeting I got a big beefy Mbuna that's probably about 10 inches, and unfortunately I'm probably going to have to find a place for him because he has totally changed the dynamics of my 135 big boy tank. Basically he's on one side and everybody else is on the other, so that's not going to work for me. I like everybody being able to use the whole length of the tank. But these little turquoise discus, my wife's always wanted them. I surprised her about 3 or 4 months ago with these guys. Pretty feisty for discus. We were used to the other two. The pigeon bloods are just chill as could be. Don't mess with anybody. But this little guy here is a little feisty guy. He's always letting everybody know who's boss. So I think he thinks he's the tank boss. Of course, if the pigeon bloods would ever figure out that they're quite a bit bigger than him, as you can see, they wouldn't take that. But once again, I'll reach out to everybody. I want to say I sure appreciate all the subscriptions and likes. Eventually, like I say, my wife and I do plan to do Sunday live streams. I most likely will try to do one while I'm up at the Aquatic Gardeners Association this first weekend of May. Can't express enough to everybody out there that's aquarium keepers here on the Pacific Northwest area. We have some of the most awesome fish people in the world here as far as stores and whatnot. In Portland, you have the Wet Spot, you have World of Wet Pets, you have K's. Each of them have their own specialties. I tend to favor Wet Spot only because I am an African cichlid guy. And I have had great luck with their fish. Matter of fact, I think I can honestly say I've never lost one due to illness or sickness. I've lost a few due to human error, which would be my error, but like I said, I know the quarantine process that the Wet Spot puts their fish through, so they are, just awesome people. I have a gentleman down there that I've kind of befriended, Cameron. I think he's their store manager. He very knowledgeable. If you're someone that likes catfish, this guy could talk your ear off for hours about catfish. And then if you go up north, you got Aquarium Co-op, Aquarium Zen, a couple others up that way. We've been to Aquarium Co-op. Again, very nice people, very knowledgeable. You walk in the place, they make you feel like family. And to me, that's what I want. I'm not there to feel like a customer. I'm there to check out your fish. And if I buy something, great. But they have no problem with you just going up there checking things out either. If you are a subscriber to Aquarium Co-op and have one of their shirts, they will let you feed the big puffer that he has there. But like I said, we just love the hobby itself. Just about everybody you run across in this hobby are nice people. And they'll all talk your ears off about fish. And that's what we love. I went and picked up a couple more, another 20-gallon last night, a couple other things off of Craigslist. I met this nice gentleman by the name of Ruben. Real neat guy. Gave us a great deal on stuff. And I mean, the stuff was used, but I mean, you would have swore you went to the pet store and picked it up brand new. I mean, this is how meticulous this guy was with these aquarium stuff. Very happy with what we picked up. My wife's Shelly tank downstairs is starting to get pretty good green water issue. So I wanted to pick up a filter, and then we're probably going to have to run her UV light thing that she has for that. Problem is we have a very good established colony of scuds in that tank now, and we wanted to make sure we don't do anything to damage that, because the Shellys absolutely love those things. And we've got a couple that are starting to mate, so with Fry on the way, I told her I don't really want to do too much to screw it up. Little green water doesn't hurt anything, I don't think. But we do like our tanks crystal clear, so I'm sure we're going to end up doing something. But I wanted to start the day with you guys. I meant to do this video a few days ago. This past weekend we were quite busy with, we're still working hard on the lower fish room. When we had to go get some furniture and a couple other things my wife needed. We're going to be going with a nice wood downstairs. I can't wait till it's done. But we're going to be ripping carpet up, and then I think under the carpet has some linoleum flooring that we have to rip up as well to get down to the concrete. So we're going to be busy beavers the next few days trying to get that all accomplished. Then we hope to spend the whole day Sunday working on that, because the next 2 weekends we're going to be busy with fish stuff. But like I said, my wife and I still have several tanks to film for you guys. Do apologize, it's been a couple days, but like I said, sometimes life just gets the better of you. But I figured I'd give you guys a nice video on the Discus today. Just kind of home in on these two. These also will be the logo of my company. I love them that much. And Mr. Aggressive Turquoise going in to tell everybody I'm boss again. It's his daily task is just to make sure everybody knows he's the boss of the tank. He cracks me up. Smallest Discus we own thinks he owns the place. Now these Emperor Tetras we have in here are kind of a rare breed. I don't know if this video is giving you justice, but when they flash, I'm telling you guys, it's like a bright purple. Not sure where my wife picked these up, but I was pretty impressed with them. Oh, you behave yourself. You're not telling me who's boss. But with Discus, we've heard that you need to keep diddler fish with them, so we tried to give a little bit of variety. These cherry barbs is a long story. We picked up there was another tank that we picked up from Craigslist, and these guys were part of the package. Really pleased with the huge cherry barbs. Lots of color. You could see the purple in this guy. Ah, darn it. It was flashing a little bit there. But anyway, guys, everybody love your fish. Have a great Tuesday. And I plan to do a few more videos this week. So, till the next time, Kenny E with Danikin Aquatics. Checking out. Have a great one.